We're back at it today. Let me do a fast setup here. X studio. Let me see. Pre-broadcast. Day 4. So we're on day 4 right now. And category is tech. Everyone can chat. Settings. I think that's all. Quasar Quarry day 4. Yeah, let me see if I can share my screen now. A minute. So let's bring this up here. Let me see what we look like now on X. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's see. So guys, I'm making like an announcement so I can pull guys in from everywhere. And tomorrow we should. A minute. Day 4. Uh, so let me do. Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. We can get started. Let me turn this down a bit. Hi. Yesterday we left off at this. What's it? This one. Definitely not this one. To this one, not that one. Let me do, so let's see the documents. Solana, hello world, still an hello world. Then code, yes, this one. So yesterday we left it off at the test for the SPL token deposit here, and then that was where the internet cut off, or was it some it broke basically. I don't know if it was the internet or it was a bug from X. So let's see. Let's walk through what happened. Well, I was able to finish the test yesterday on the live stream, but I did not know that the live stream had ended. So let me just do a quick wrap up of what we did. So this should be it should be 8 plus 1 is 9. Okay, okay. Uh, okay. This we did not use this anymore. Yeah, so we had to change it to something else. Okay, so we had to use the deposit SPL instruction helper directly. So that's what we did there. And where we were having problems yesterday, I don't know, should I recreate the error? Let me see my timeline. Timeline 23 hours ago, I think it was this one. And I think the problem there was, yeah, the problem there was we were not passing enough accounts to the instruction. That was what was giving us that error. So immediately I inputted the remaining accounts here, everything worked. Yeah, so let me cancel this. And what else? What else? I think we also changed, yeah, basically the accounts. So just the accounts. And one important thing is, no, yesterday when we were trying out the tests, there are sometimes that we're getting into errors and we could not identify what account was causing the errors. So if I do Quasar build here and I try to run a test, the test is using, I think that test is using the release flag. But what the test actually wants to use should be the debug flag. So there's a way to pass that in here. If I do clear, if I do Quasar build F9 features release, that will strip away all the debug all the debug helpers. That's why we are not able to see. This is, I think this is what is doing by default. That's why we're not able to see the tests. So if I do Quasar test, not, oh, we're not able to see the tests. What's it? The full debug logs. Yeah. So let me do this again. If I do go to deposit here and I run this test, you see what gets run in the background. It says scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Yeah. Okay, I think we did not we're not able to get the whole thing. But okay, okay, yes, this was what it did. Cargo test hyphen package hello world. Yeah, so we are not specifying the flag to use debug. So and I think it's automatically using release. So if we do, if I close that and I manually write the cargo test as having features debug, debug. So that should give us detailed logs. If anything broke. So we'll be able to see the debug logs there. So that's one thing to point out. Yeah, right. Okay. So let's test. This one showed that the deposit instruction is actually working for deposit SPL token. So let's get into the instructions one more time. Let's just wrap. Let's do a what's it called? Let's do a recap of everything that's happening. Inside this, I created a payment struct. Yeah, payment instruction struct. I taking the payer, the vault state, the SPL token account of the vault, the user token account that's making the transfer, the mint of the token transferring, and the token program and the system program. And I'm just doing a simple transfer. I'm not doing any security measures. I'm more confirming that I'm not doing the strict checks here, just to demonstrate that this works here. So sell token program transfer checked. So we're transferring from this user to the vault, the SPL vault. Then the authority of the token account is this payer, the amount, and the mint, the decimal of the mint. Yeah, and we invoke the program. So I want to test out this thing. Okay, yesterday we also talked about this constraints here on the token account. It's a bit different from how Anchor does it, but this looks more ergonomic. It's more, it's different. It's different, but it feels like why was Anchor not written this way? Yeah, so it's cool. So let's do one thing. I want to test out this. I want to test out the flame graphs. This is if you go to the docs and you come over to see profiling and performance. So you want to know how your program is performing here. It's a it directs you to the CPU profiler, CU profiler here. It says static compute unit analysis with power function breakdown and delta tracking. So it means it will show you the difference in a compute unit for each instruction, and you can bench it against a similar program and see how they perform side by side. So just like if you want to run that, you can just hit Quasar profile. Let's do that first and let's see what comes up. This hello world instruction. So let's do Quasar profile. And it's building the profile. I need to host it here at this URL. So if I come here, I should see a flame graph. Okay. So I have hello world. That's the name of the program. Then the entry point and one unknown. I think it is okay. Unknown all. So it's giving me the entry point is consuming 2037 CUs totally, and it's saying the other programs are unknown for a reason. Let me see. I'll try to fix that. Then the binary side of the program, because why isn't debug? Yeah, I didn't debug. Is it on release? I don't know if it's using the release to build this or if it's using debug to build this, but we see 20 kilobytes. So 20 kilobytes, 20.4 kilobytes. If you want to deploy a 20.4 kilobyte program, how much per byte for storage? Solana, how much per byte of storage? Byte of storage is around, I can't remember. Cost of storage on Solana is 0.00000038348 per byte per year. So and you're paying for storage for 2 years, so that will be twice this. So that is 0.000000696 by so per byte, and we have 20 kilobytes. Sorry, yeah, 20.4 kilobytes. So multiply that, and would have you see how much this program will cost. Estimately, like a rough estimate of how much it will cost to deploy this program on minutes. Don't forget you still be paying gas fee and still paying gas fee, yeah, and the cost to create one account and another account. So roughly, maybe 2 cents above that, or it should not be up to $1 above what you already calculated initially. Yeah. So I want to get into this profiler. So you can explicitly set an ELF path for your program. If you built it and you want it to point to a specific program, you can specify the path to that. Uh, debug symbols are required. The the profiler errors on stripped binaries. So use unstripped binaries from targets, blah 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 if needed. Okay. First run shows the top five functions by cost. I think if we want to get this one in the logs, did we get that in logs? We only got, yeah, okay, we got it in logs. But saying unknown, I will want to look for a way to fix this. We'll get that. Let's see. This is what it should show. If you have different instructions, show, verify, deposit process, entry point, withdraw process, and all and all and all. So tell you the total CUs that it take to run all the instructions inside of your account of your program. Okay, if we use the expand flag, we should see something like this. Okay, let's do that. Diff share. So if I run, uh, let me see. Okay, yeah. If I run Quasar profile, then watch and expand, should show me everything. Yeah. So that's graph that I showed in the terminal. This is it. And let me copy this and open it in a real browser. And see what it looks like on a real browser. Okay, I think it's similar. It's actually similar though. So we just have this hello world program name and the CU breakdown. It's basically the same. It just looks bigger since it's on a bigger screen. So it's the same thing. And okay, I guess. Okay. Uh, oh, okay. Guys, give me 2 minutes. Okay. Uh, oh yeah. So we good to go. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Something that just came up. I had to fix. Uh, okay, we've tested this already. I will want to see how to actually get all of my instructions showing up on the flame graph and not telling me unknown. Why is it saying unknown? It is known. It's not unknown. Ay. Okay. I'm trying to think of. Let me see. 1 minute. Or we could circle back to that. And let me show you what I wanted to talk about today. before we come to the profiler. So I said yesterday, what if you wanted to run an instruction that has some custom programs, some custom arguments, and especially if you want set your instruction to not this one, that's the program we're working with. Okay, yeah. So now this is an example of this is this deposit SPL. This one is regular instruction. What if I add an instruction and I wanted to pass in a growable vector? How do I do that? So let's just get let me show an example of that. Let me do it on this deposit SPL one. So if I wanted to do on the deposit SPL, I also want you to do something else. Or for whatever reason, I just want to show. Let's call this pub struct. We call it deposit args. Can you? I hope everyone can hear me though. GM chat. Close this. Uh, 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 uh. Okay, deposit args. Let's call it deposit args, and we'll say, let's say it's a you want multiple admins on your program. Let's call it admins, and you want a. It could be like you could do a vec, but since we don't, you cannot pour a vec directly into storage. Even we're not even putting this in storage. Let me assume we're putting this in storage. So let me create a state rather. So a new account here that is called admin config or admin config, and I will do this admin config, and this will be discriminator 3. For whatever reason, I want this to happen inside the deposit. So let me say admins would be admins here would be a we can't do a vec, yeah, but we can use something called a pod vec. So that's plain old data vec. It's a type from Quasar. I think it's from actually the zero. I can't remember the name of the package. Let me confirm. Cargo.toml. Uh, let me see. 1 minute. Is it on this one? I think it's on this one. On this one, I have a cargo.toml. Yeah. Yeah, zero pod is the name of the package. It's I think it was used by the blue shift guys also. But we're not talking about that today, so let's come here. Uh, okay. So I was talking about the states. So this vec will come from pod vec from zero pod. Yeah, I could have just seen this from zero pod. From here we have pod vec, and it's just a wrapper around pod vec. The name is pod vec, but we'll call it vec here. Then you can say I want this to be a vec of. The way it works is you specify what type would be inside this vec and what's the maximum length for now to create the storage size. So let's do I want it to have addresses, and you say comma I want it to be a maximum of 5 addresses. Yeah, the important thing about this dynamic size children is they can't be at the top of your struct. It used to be at the bottom, so it can sort every other thing before it gets to you, before it gets to the admin, because this is growable data. You don't want to put growable data at the top of the stack because might override data that already exists. So it's better to put it at the end, so you can just keep expanding as long as you want. Yeah, so that's that. Um, Yeah, what else? What else? What else? I think a vec of addresses is majorly a good example. So I want this vec admins for whatever reason. Let's study bump of this. We don't need it. Admin bump UX. So let's just store those two. Yeah. And let's say we want the admin to take some fees. Bob admin fees basis point. Let's do U8 also. Or U8 100 200. No, we do a U16 because it can grow beyond that. So let's do a U16. Can grow beyond 255. Yeah. The maximum size of U8 is 255. Yeah. So let's do a U16 for the size of a BPS. I think that's better instead of doing a U32 or U64. Mm-hmm. So discriminator 3 for account, admin config, and address. So this is called first admin. First admin. Oh, yeah. So we on the deposit we want to pass all of these admins. I want to pass this data to the instruction. So we do not want to have like five admins here in the. We could pass them as remaining accounts though, but if you still wanted them, want to pass them in your instruction handler like this, but you don't want to as an argument here, but you don't want to have everything on a straight line. You could just create a struct for it and pass that struct around. But you have to derive something on top of that struct. So we'll talk about that now. Admins is the same. You could say vec. Yeah, still the same type actually. Vec of uh, address and it's for yeah, and we say admin fee, admin fee BPS is a U16 on side integer 16. Okay, so we want to put this here as arguments. First thing is to fail, but we'll get it. It's called the args. Is deposit args. Yay. And we need to put this deposit args on the libres also. So let's go on deposit SPL. We want a an args, which is of type deposit args. Okay, save this and put this here as args. But now you're going to have an error here saying serialize arg is not defined. So it needs to know how to serialize this struct because everything is bytes, yeah. So it needs to know how to serialize the struct. And if you try to do it manually, you're going to mess up a lot of things. If like now, it's recommending you to derive copy on it. Deriving copy will not solve this, even though if it will show it should just show you different error. Let's try that. This one. So it says derive copy on it. That would make the error go away, but no. You see another error here. It says uh, deposit args, realize args is not certified. So it needs something that it can understand, yeah. And if you want to pass a string, it can also take a pod string. That's what that's called. But now we're doing an array of addresses, a vec of addresses. So what you want to do here is this loud. It's not loud. Let me just reduce it a bit. You come to the deposit arg struct and we derive a quasar serialize. That's all. Is that not all? Okay. Failed to use. Yeah. So we need to install zero pod. I'll just copy that from my other project here. Cargo terminal says clusters says zero pod. And we also need win code because I needed win code for something. But let me copy just zero pod first to take it step by step. Yeah. So we need to have zero pod in our cargo terminal. I don't know why it does not automatically expose zero pod since it uses zero pod under the hood, but it needs me to install zero pod. That's counterintuitive. I'll give feedback to Leo or Dean. I okay, we have zero pod in, and is the error gone? No, it says now we need win code. So it needs to derive. It needs win code too. So we bring in win code also. Yeah. So we use win code with this derive and alloc features enabled. I also need Solana program error, but let's take it one step at a time. Mm, the reason why I need all of this is the macro, the Quasar serialized macro is expecting that you have win code installed for it to do its work. If you check, where is it? If I open this Quasar serialize, you see it's calling a serialize function. What is the serialize function from? The serialize function is from uh how's that coming from? Okay, serialize is here. And you see we have this schema, right? Schema read, schema. Come, let me see what the inputs are. Create LPAS, proc macro, token stream, the proc macro. Sin. Yeah, but it needs you to have win code. So that's basically what the problem is. Yeah, after debugging. Let me just because I've done that before, I've debugged it before. Let's save everybody's time and we will just call. Okay, the third thing it needs is after I've inputted what I input now. I think I brought in win code. So now it needs Solana program error. It could have just no problem. Let's bring Solana program error also. I think those are the only three crates we need for this. Cargo thermal, Solana program error, save. Then all our worries should automatically go away. Yeah. So now we are good. Okay. So now we can comfortably pass this in. So let's say after the transfer check, I want to create the account. Let's say we need to expect another account here that's called um um okay, vault state. Let's call the account admin state, which is also an admin config. Admin admin config. So we say the address is admin config seeds payer address. That's all. Admin or admin one. So now we want to create this. It should be I init and it should be idempotent because if you want to call it multiple times, yeah, just so let's see if we are creating it. Well, let's do a check first. If so, now say if self self the admin config is the message. Okay, okay. Trying to see if there's a chat. A chat here. Okay, no chat yet. Okay, we could. Uh, so guys, the music accidentally stopped when I checked the feed. I bring it back. This music is too sad. Let me bring another one from yesterday. Okay, so we want to check if self.admin config dot to account view. Let's look at it as an account view. I want to see if the account is initialized before we init it. Is initialized. Is initialized. Bruh. Is data empty? We want to make sure the data, if data is empty, so we don't just override everything. Yeah. Expected bool found. Okay, okay. Let me just do this. So if data is empty, then we do. Okay, I need to okay out here. Then we do the creation. Yeah. So we do self dot admin config dot set inner. And now we see that we have a different kind of set inner function. This one is expecting one, two, three, four variables, four arguments. But for regular initialize irregular accounts, our setting are just accepted a one single inner variable, inner argument. Yeah. And that's because we have growable data inside of it. So we have data that is not, the size is not fixed. We have a vector. The vector can grow. So that's why we need to know, we now need to be paying, need to pay more for storage and rent, then the rent threshold, rent something, something, something. I forgot if we notice LPB, but let's get to it. So this inner is of type uh, admin config inner. So yeah, we can put an admin config inner, which is just a struct, and it's taking the admin bump would be bumps. Okay, now we need payment bumps. Payment bumps. Sorry, I was playing around. Before, okay, arguments that we do bumps. Bumps is payment bumps. So I can call it from here bumps dot admin config, yeah, admin config, yeah. Then we do admin fee BPS comes from args dot admin fee BPS. Then we do admins is yeah, whatever. So admins would also come from args dot admins. Why is it borrowing it? I didn't want it to borrow it, bro. Should not be. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to specify the payer. Payer here would be self the payer. And what does it want it to be? It needs it to be a payer would be account view, and the rest are U64s. So this should be dot to account view. Then rent LPB can come from global variable here. So let's call a global variable. I don't want to pass a rent account. So let's just do let rent equals rent get question. I will call that to get what we need from it. So yeah, we can put rent LPB is rent dot lamport per byte. Yeah, that's what I was lamport per byte LPB. The rent threshold is also on rent dot exemption threshold raw. That's what we want. So what's the problem? I need to put a comma. No. Mismatch types expect found unit. Expected this to be a unit. Consider using a semicolon here on line 71. 71. Yeah, sure. So that was where okay. So we're saying if the data is empty, do this else. I don't care about the else for now, bro. So just let's say we do not care about this for the demo. For the purpose of this demo, so we don't care about that for now. So what do we want to do now? We are just passing the accounts here, the admin accounts, the admin vector. So let's go into our first thing. We need to get bumps also here. After arguments, then we pass bumps here. So we do ctx dot bumps. Yep. Okay. Okay. Looks like we're good. So now our tests now. Let's make this more complicated. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Yes. So yesterday I remember we were getting this the token account, and I was trying to remember what seeds a token account was made up of. Made up of the mint, okay, in order, the the wallet address that owns the token account, also made up of, the next thing is the program ID, then the third thing is the mint of the token. So that's basically the three things. So that's what we did here. So the user token account is, we just did a pub key find program address. In TypeScript there we have this get associated token accounts, but we don't have that get associated token account helper function. Yes, as far as I know. So I'm just doing it directly with find program address. Since an ATA is also a PDA, you just need to know the seeds. And these are the seeds: the payer, token program ID, and the mint of the token. Then the token program ID once more. So that's what we need to create the account, to find the token account. So that's what we did for the user token accounts, and it worked. All right, so let's get back to what we're talking about. So we need one more account here after the vault state. So we need one more account after vault state, and that needs to be I have metanyl. Mm, so this should be called, what's it called? We will need to create the account also here. It's ugly. I think I was working on a better way to reuse state. This is it here in the uh, here in terminal. Let me bump this up a bit. Mm, so if you have your test, it's my test here. I created this reusable state where I can pass states around different variables. So in my setup, I just expanded what was inside the setup, and I'm returning the reusable states and the SVM. So return setup is the SVM and the reusable states, so the SVM and the reusable states. And up here, I'm returning the SVM and the reusable states. So that's basically how I did it. So in my instruction, I just destructure it here, destructure the tuple. Then I destructured it here also from reusable states, and I'm just using the variables directly. So that one gives me, I can just create those accounts once. I created the accounts, global state, token mint, everything. I created them once here and pull them into this state. So I can pass that state around in different functions. So if I have a new test now, I can just call it from setup instead of recreating the accounts every single time that we're doing here. This is ugly. Yeah, but it's like this. Let's do it. So I want to create another account here that is called the admin. What's it called? So admin config. Yeah. So admin config, and the state is admin state. And if the payer is an admin, let's just assume the payer is an admin here. We use that. So let's go over to the accounts that are needed. Uh, so now it's telling me, because I'm using the helper, yeah. I'm using the helper from clients. It knows that I need to pass in the remaining accounts like admin config and arguments. So let's do admin config first. Admin config is admin config. So I can just do admin config. Yeah, so for arguments, yeah, I'll pass in the struct. It's taken in by display with me. Okay, yeah. It needs to be a deposit arg. Yeah, deposit args, and now we're now passing a TypeScript kickback in there. Cannot construct deposit arg with struct literal. Uh, uh, the private field. Oh, my bad. Should have this should be public. It should also be public. So let's get back to it. So now we can have admin fee BPS. Let's take 20 here. 20 would be zero. That's 2% here. No, that's 0.2%. That's BPS. You guys know what BPS is, yeah. So admins will now be uh let me check the chat. Okay, no questions. Admin will be, since he's expecting the admins to be podvec this. So how do we create a podvec for the admin? So what we'll do there is just we do let's mute admin accounts equals a podvec. Let me just do a vec from Quasar lang that we do a default. Yeah, I will need to infer what type it is. So it will be a vec of address, and that will be maximum size of 4. Yeah. So we have this one, and we can now say admin accounts dot try push. Yeah. So want to push an admin. So let's make the payer an admin also. Payer. Yeah. So we'll pass in admin accounts here. Okay, now it's telling me this is a result which should be handled. Okay, I can just let me do this. Let this equals. So that's assigning it to it. Let me see it. Let me just do that. Okay. Yeah. Let me see the expect. There should be the expect on it. The expect. Bro, you cannot. You didn't just do that to me. Yeah, whatever. So push one admin to the admin accounts, which is a vec which has a maximum size of 4. And we are doing this vec default. If you check the vec, pod vec, written by Blue Shift guys, you see a lot of weird things there. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. If you want to go over it, you can just look it up. But yeah, it's a nice way to have uninitialized data. It's nice way to have uninitialized data somewhere and only uses, I think it only uses the initialized ones. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get Leo to come talk about this tomorrow. Try to drag Leo to the stream tomorrow, guys. Tag Leo if you want to see Leo in the stream tomorrow. If you want Leo, if you want Dean, if you want Arthur, if you want Claire, I think it's Leo that's mostly on this. Just tag Leo in the chat if you want to see Leo tomorrow. It says his tag, his name is at I think Losty. See Leo Blue Shift. Yeah. This is Leo. If when I see Leo from tomorrow, I just sent his handle on Twitter. If you check the chats now, you'll see it there. So that Leo, if you want to see Leo tomorrow. So you will come explain how this zero podvec works under the hood and how growing data works basically. Okay. Okay, we're pushing accounts to the vec. So now that we have the admin config here, so let me also put it inside the this place here. So we have admin config. Does not okay. Oh, not here. Not here, brother. So it should be on deposit instruction here, and it will be yeah, should be after the vault sign. Yeah, vault state. So we need admin config as an account. So let's create an account. An account. An account. Account. And let's paste in the address is the admin config. Then we have data is an empty vec for now because it is not created. Executable false because it is not a program account. It's not like a program. So lamp port be 0 because it is not created and it's a PDA. The owner currently you can set the owner here to be system program because the account is not created yet. So you can set the account to be system program and ownership transfer will happen inside the account. Let's see if testing this works. Yeah. Let's test the deposit and expect to get an error. But yeah, as as we all know, we got an error. But now we can see clear logs. You can see clear logs where what went wrong. I'm trying to trace valid account data for invalid account data on which accounts. Oh, what did I do? My bad, guys. So I've just that's why I did not get the full. Yeah, so let me do Quasar test hyphen features debug debug then the parts I need this hyphen p I think then hyphen p what's it called it's called um I think it's deposits SPL. Yeah, why not? Quiz our test hyphen help. Let's get some help. Mm, features is it hyphen whose name matches. Okay, that's the hyphen debug. You do debug simple before testing. So if I did quiz test hyphen debug without the features should work. Yeah. Then I need to say run only it should be hyphen F, not hyphen P. Hyphen F hyphen F. Whose name match deposit. Deposits. Okay. I think there are like two programs, two tests that has the name deposit. Yeah, how many did they run? It's build field, cargo test field, uh, cargo test option, test name. How many guys? I will easiest thing for me to do right now. Right now, let me ensure I only have the with SPL. Yeah, let me ensure I only have the SPL one here. And we test. Now we can test instead of Quasar test hyphen debug. Yeah. Okay, custom program error for which of the instruction test SPL, deposit SPL 3002. That should be, let's see what the error dictionaries are. Uh, okay, should be here if you see 3000, 3001, 3002 invalid PDA is what the error says. Okay, so let's see what PDA is invalid, which will be likely the PDA we just created. Let's deposit SPL admin state. So let's check if admin state was actually what we called it. Inside states. Inside states. Let's state that, bro. States, yeah. Admin config is what it's called. Thanks for that. SPL. So we call it admin config. So if we save now and we run the test one more time. Yay, we have a passing test. Okay, okay, okay. That's cool. Rust may be an error failure we should only be handled with one unused must be. Unused results must be used where server set inner on withdraw soul instruction. Just a warning, but let me make sure that we're good. The instruction. This is the test deposits SPL. Oh yeah. This one. Yeah. So let's now let's see what's going on. Test one more time. Okay. Now we do not have that error. So now our test was successful. So we created the account and we created a growable account and we're able to pass in the argument from a struct here with this deposit args struct. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. That's what I wanted to show initially. Should we want to add a new user to the end of the want to add a new admin to the end of this? Nah. So yeah, we need to make sure the data is empty. If it's empty, only then should we create this set config. Cool. So we got that, and I want to let's confirm that we actually did what we said we did. So let's fetch the account after we're done. Let's call it admin accounts after creation. So that is on deposit result, and the account we need is the admin config account. So we will log out. List of admins. And we'll put a admin account after creation doesn't know the type. Definitely doesn't know the type. The data. That's okay. Let me see if I can do some mapping of the data. It is doing a yeah, sure, I can do that. I can do win code. That's serialize. The serialize takes it's a simplified version of serialize. Example, serialize. We have bytes, so we want to serialize the bytes as something. Yeah, that serialize admin created account. Because Blue Shift is using win code under the hood for that. So we use win code also. Win code admin account after creation dot data. Yeah, and that should be let admin accounts equals this, and that would be a vec. Okay. That would be a um be a what's the account struct again? How many guys? The data would be a state. Where state at? Be admin config. Be admin config state would be a admin config data. That's what it is. Yeah, that should be what it is. The data dot unwrap dot expect say the ser failed. Yeah, and we do that. So what's the error now? Iterate schema through blah 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 blah. Schema read is not implemented for schema header. Let me just use admin config, but I don't think admin config zero copy. Uh, yeah, let's use this one. Admin config zero copy. Did it work? No. Let me just use admin config right away. Admin config. Did it work? No. Schema read. Coming. Use init length is not satisfied. Not implemented for this. This is I know what I will do. I will mock create this because I know what the data type is. Let's just see if it works with that. Sorry, in the deposit or in the states. My bad. So admin config. Let me call it something else. In our SPL example, let me call it here config 2. So let's do it as an admin config 2. And we need to derive schema read and schema write. Schema write, that's for win code, yeah. So let's see. Which should fail though. Who knows? Uh admin accounts. Admin accounts should be admin account struct. Should be admin account struct. And it will tell me it does not implement debug, so we can easily implement debug on this. Debug, hopefully. Yeah. So let's let's test that. Let's see. Oh, I can just do this. Yeah, so you should. What's the failure? Okay, the serialization failed. Yeah, read size limit. Yeah, the serialization is failing. That data that I need to figure out what data type this guy is. It's definitely not an admin config because we just created that one out of thin air. Let's see. Okay, let me have codex run that part. Let's see. Let's see what codex does there. Yo, help with deserializing this. Yo, oh, yo, help with yes. I think the blue shift original admin conf, what's it called? Admin config data. This should actually be the best. This should have been the best using this RPRC. Uh, what was the error? Say the thread schema read schema write configuration. No, 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 not you. I should have a different error here, right? The thread schema header schema read required by a thread to encode visualize. Yeah, so let me just copy this and paste that on there. Yeah, I should fix it out. Let's see what it does. Found the key mismatch. Admin configure is zero copy. Encode visualize expect schema readable. I'm checking. Uh, because it is not set or Wincode ship. Oh, I should have thought about that. Them through Quasar's account loader and strip the account header first. Okay, let's see what it does for that. Mm, created TS confirms that the stored bytes are discriminator or payload, not the old account data. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense because admin config data. I'll just wait for it. There might be a way to use, but I don't think Wincode, using Wincode directly there would fail. This is a framework. This is not, I'm not using an ethic. If we're using something like Pinocchio, that would have worked right away. Why are you patching it? Why are you patching deposit SPO.rs? Okay, tests, patching the tests. Let me review what it did. 44 lines of code. Damn. Running cargo test. Yeah, you will run that one later. So you use prelude discriminator, then admin config zero copy. Okay, this was the one we were using. Okay, list of admins, list of admins, pass admin config data, start with admin config discriminator. Then a lot of a lot of tiny details and optimization that Blue Shift guys are doing under the hood. Yeah, so it's doing okay. So let's see what it did. Basically, clean up this code def. Uh, wait. What are we doing? Pass admin config. Why is this still writing, bro? So many bugs, so many bugs to fix. Fixing the account metadata, the source admin config, unless we are both mutated in deposit SPL. So they should be declared mute. Okay. Bro, should have told it to not touch the code. Just give me what went wrong and I would have fixed it myself. So now we're at 83 LOC added, 27 LOC removed. Yeah. What the actual? What's going on, bro? Uh, it should finish soon, though. Hopefully. Introduce separate privilege issue in the test unless I'm switching back to generated. Just tell me if you can't fix it, bro. Admin config is the wrong type. Okay. Now that's come up with a, a verdict. So it says admin config data is the wrong type for Win code deserialize. It's the generated zero copy layout alias and for dynamic blah 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 blah. I changed the SPL test to decode the account using the actual on-chain layout instead of Win code deserialize. So Win code deserialize failed there because yeah, it failed there basically. Because it was not created with Win code. Because it's not like it was not created with Win code because there's a lot of things that is going on under the hood. So only Win code standalone cannot sort it. Yeah. The important bit is Quasar stores discriminator and payload. So you have to skip discriminator and read those bytes first. So yeah, the macro is introducing a lot of things under the hood. So that's what it's talking about here. So typing the account declaration, blah blah blah. But now for a separate reason, I make config byte as ended up zeroed. So the remaining issue in the instruction wrapper, not the serialization itself. In short, admin account struct is equal to pass admin, not when code deserialized. So let's see what it's doing. If you want, I can keep going to trace. Do not keep going. Do not keep going. Let me see what it did, bro. It did a pass admin config. Let's see what's in the pass admin config. Uh, just what the is there an error here? Okay. Pass admin config. Admin config decoded. Whoa. Admin fees is you could have just uh you after we get the discriminator length, then we get data offset plus one admin fees. It should have started the account here, like so. Yeah, I could have just done this. But let me see, let me make that run first. It should fail. Oh, it passed. Let's see. White. And it didn't log anything. I want you to log it out. Don't just accept. I want to see what's going on, bro. So if I come back up here, list of admins. Do we have list of admins? I don't think we had list of admins. Okay. If I want to see the logs, I should do hyphen no capture hyphen. I will just do cargo tests SBF, which is not necessary. Hyphen no capture. Yeah, so now we have it. You see admin bump is 255, admin fees BPS is 20, Then the admin that was added is this guy. So we have just one admin because we added just one admin. Okay, okay, that's cool. So because I wanted to see the logs at the end of the test, I just passed. I did a manual hyphen no capture. So cargo test hyphen no capture. So that's what I did there. Okay, okay. Looks like that part is done. And what else? Well, I'm gonna remove this though. It's okay. Let me put it there. Disclaimer: this part was entirely generated by AI. Yeah, yeah. You shouting at me, bro. You don't need to shout. Okay. So let me save this. What else do you want to go over? It's pretty good. It's growing on me. Quasar is growing on me. Let me see. What else have we not talked about? Talked about the flame graph. Guides, building a scroll. We built a vault with a lot of complex stuff and unnecessary stuff. Zero copy deep dive. Yeah, this one's pod types. Plain old data type. Alignment of one. Alignment of one. Alignment of one. Oh, yeah, yeah. When you write account discriminator one, you get escrow. Damn. I could have just used. So if you did a RAPRC and I can just do bite mark on this, that should work. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Let me see. Let's try it. Let's try it. Because it mm, says if I do an account here, set in if I do an account with a discriminator, I'm getting a REPRC representation of C struct. So if I could just use, if I just used bite mark, if I use bite mark, I should be able to get it out. Hopefully, so let me see if I install bite mark will it work. Cargo add bite mark. Yay, yay. And I need derive on bite mark. I think. We need derive on bite mark, and then we say the version is this one. Okay, so let's try bite mark. Let's try bite mark for deserializing the data. Since it's just an RAPRC from the docs, that's what it says. It says it's an RAPRC type. So bite mark can do that. Let's see. What's the clever way to do this? Let me remove this one. No, sorry. This one is part of the entire generated by AI. Yeah. So let me do. Okay. I will create an exact struct and use, since it says it's a bytemap type. Oh, what the? Why did I do this? Okay, this quasar has realized I can do it. So let me see. Instruction, not this one. The states. Yeah, I'm always forgetting that's inside the states. Inside states, if I did admin, let me just copy it one more time. Come over to our test. I do this admin config. Yeah, yeah, yeah. RPRC. Because we have just one address, we will think of this as one address because we have just one address. You can just do one address. Yeah, 1 minute. I'll get to that. So RPRC, yeah, and implement implement admin config. Uh, admin config. Yeah, let me call it admin config too. Let me do const pub const len, which is just a u64, but to give me a u size is gonna be equal to core mem size of admin config too. So that should be that one. So, and I can do what else do I need to do on it? 2 bytes. Do I need this converted to bytes from bytes? No, I don't need from bytes since bytes mark is there already. Yeah. So I type constant in this implementation. Mention blockers too. So what the size of this len should be 166. Okay, okay. This what kind of vec is this? Pod vec. So it knows how to work with the pod vec. Okay, so let me do this instead of doing this admin after creation. Let me call it something else. That creation would be byte mark bytes of mute byte mark data dot is it dot borrow data, no, just dot data is good there. Byte mark, then read pod unaligned, or try pod read unaligned, and I need it to be read as a type of admin config too. Yeah, I think hopefully iterate any bit pattern is not satisfied required for admin to include. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Now I know why it's not derive pod. I need to derive zeroable by bug zeroable. And we have an error because of this vec. Muhaha. Bytmap bug is not satisfied, and the problem is that vec. Let me remove zeroable for now. Let's see pod. Problem is this vec. Pod vec bytmap pod is not satisfied. Required for okay. The problem is the address. An address is just basically type of U8 U832. Yeah, that's what an address is. Coming. So now the problem is podvec is the problem now. So let me just, since we know we have just one admin, just use one admin. Let's see if it should deserialize it properly. Yeah. So now we should have the problem now. Copy is not this. Copy clone. Are we good? Not yet. Zeroable. Yeah, I need a zeroable. And now we should be happy now. Pod. Why are you not happy? Pod. Because that's the other pod. RPRC. The macro ensures that type of safety is variable. Yeah. Just do this. I'll do maybe alignment issues. UX 2. And now we should be happy, yeah? Okay, we're happy now. So it was the U16. So let me do this works. All of this should go away for now. So I need, let me do the bug here also. So let's now see if it lists all the admins. It will list out everything. Yeah, and we should have an error, but let's see. Cargo test SBVF. I'll be excited if it works though. So let's see. Uh, yeah, size mismatch. That is something. Up, up, up. Cargo add, right mark. Cargo test SBVF, no capture. So the problem is pod read unaligned size mismatch. Mm, the problem there is because we are doing this that vec. It's not seeing. What's the length here? 35. Okay, before it was 126. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Let's see. Can we do another? Yeah, let's try if we can do another one. Uh, four. Yeah. So will it be 126 now? 131. Let me see. Previously it was. Let me go that here. And I'll do. This should be vec vec of address, and we have after the address we have four. So now what size? What vec? What is satisfied? So can I get length here? Length here is 133, and we had 151 for something is not right here. 131. Now we have 131. Okay, it's actually same now. Let me see. 131. Yeah, 133. 133. 133. 133. 133. A vec. Yeah. Okay, I think vec would have two. Uh, that one will come before. Yeah. So let me see if I can manipulate this to think you got it. Should have padding, which it should now be 133. Yeah. So now let's see if it will give us that. What's the other now? Size mismatch. What's the size of this brother? Size mismatch. Size of this is 133. Okay, because it's RPRC. It said that this should be RPRC also in the docs. Only if the docs is pulling my legs. Said if you write this, you have this RPRC guy on top of it. Okay, let's see. 2 bytes, 4 bytes. We know all of this already. A bool is 1 byte. So what of a vec? I don't think the vector type is covered in this one. That's why there's something about that vector that we don't know about yet. So that's why we need to bring in Leo sometime soon. Yeah, okay. All right, so let me see. If we add regular accounts, let me see if I can test something else one more time. Uh, if this account was just a regular account, what regular account do we have here? We have inside the state without, it's not a growable account. Okay, let's see if we can load vault state. Let's see if we can load vault state. Let's see if we can load vault state. Because that would work for vault state. Hopefully, if it is RPRC. If we can load vault state, that means we probably good. So let's do this for vault state. Rendition, let's call it vault state 2. Vault state 2, uh, vault state 2. An address is 32. So let me just strip it out. U8 32. 64 is U88. U8 8. U8 U8. We're happy now. So let's do vault state. Vault state 2. And we're looking for, let's call this, let's do vault state. So let's see if this one works. If it gives us exactly what we want. Hmm. Let's run the test now. Do not tell me account mismatch. So that means something is wrong there. Body not aligned. Let's see something different. Bytes mark instead of body not aligned. Let's use from bytes. Let's try from bytes. Yeah, let's just do from bytes. What was the error? From byte size mismatch. That means something is going on under this under the ODR that is not making the size of the account align. Yeah, that's my final verdict. That means this this claim is wrong. Alignment 8 can't cast from U8 becomes U8 8. Yeah, alignment 1, alignment already alignment 1. Yeah, that means this the assumption here is might be off. I will I will get to, oh, there's an align off. The compile time assertion enforces this const assert called mem align off. Uh, all right, guys, that's brought us to the end of today's stream. It was a lot of finding around, uh, of trying things and finding out. Yeah, let me see. Do we still have? And that will be all for today. I'll make sure I actually send this over in the GitHub. I'll send it over the GitHub today. I'll send the GitHub over the chat today. And yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. But tomorrow will be very early, at the same time we did more last week, Friday and Saturday. That time, hopefully. What has been making me late recently is the weather. The weather is bad. I can't live stream because I'm servicing some of my gadgets. Yeah, so that's the best way I can put it. And yeah. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by. And this has been the Anchor Founder. Come back for more tomorrow.